In a world where every notification can spike our stress levels, where chaos seems just a news alert away, there's a timeless philosophy that promises not just to soothe but to strengthen: Stoicism. A school of thought dating back over 2 millennia, it isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about transforming every challenge into a chance for personal growth and tranquility. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Stoicism, exploring how this ancient wisdom can be the anchor in our stormy modern lives. Whether you're dealing with daily frustrations or life-altering changes, Stoicism offers more than just coping mechanisms, it offers a path to a more resilient and meaningful life. Stick around as we unpack powerful Stoic principles that can help you maintain calm, overcome adversity, and live with intention and peace. If you appreciate the insights and stories we share here, the simplest, free favor you can do for us is to hit the subscribe button, and please stick with us throughout the video to catch every bit of wisdom Stoicism has to offer. Let's get started. When life throws a curveball your way, it's easy to see it as a setback or even a roadblock. But what if, instead of a barrier, that obstacle is actually a stepping stone? This is where Stoicism shines, turning traditional thinking on its head by urging us to view obstacles as opportunities. Hit a snag in a project that feels like it's pushing your goals further away. Now, instead of getting frustrated, pause and consider what this challenge might teach you. Maybe it's resilience, a new skill, or perhaps it forces you to explore alternatives you wouldn't have considered otherwise. Each challenge has the potential to expand your capabilities and push you towards unexplored paths that could lead to unexpected success. It's not about being unrealistically optimistic but about harnessing a more strategic approach to problem solving. When you start treating obstacles as opportunities, you shift from being reactive to proactive. You're not just patching up what broke, you're engineering a new pathway that might lead to superior results. This approach doesn't just apply to personal growth, it's equally transformative in professional realms where innovation often stems from overcoming challenges. So next time you face a setback, take a moment to reflect on what it represents beyond immediate stress or complication. Ask yourself how this obstacle might be repurposed to propel you forward. What seems like a stumbling block might just be the catalyst you need to spur you toward growth and achievement. Embracing this Stoic mindset not only helps navigate the ups and downs of life but also enriches your journey with continuous learning and evolving. It's human nature to worry, to spin out scenarios in our heads, especially about things that might go wrong. But here's a Stoic nugget of wisdom: a lot of our suffering is self-created, born from the imaginary pains we concoct in our minds. Think about it. How often have you lost sleep over a meeting that hasn't happened yet, or dreaded a conversation that, in reality, might never even occur? Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between real and imagined threats, reminding us that we waste a vast amount of energy worrying about things that are not only beyond our control but may never happen. The key here is not to dismiss our concerns outright but to critically evaluate them. Is there actual evidence pointing to disaster, or are we just catastrophizing because of past experiences or deep-seated fears? By training ourselves to focus on the present and deal with worries if and when they become reality, we significantly cut down on unnecessary stress. This doesn't mean ignoring possible outcomes, it means not letting hypotheticals control your emotional state. When you catch yourself spiraling into a maze of what-ifs, take a step back, ground yourself in the now, and ask, what is actually happening, not just in my head but in reality? This shift not only conserves your mental energy, it empowers you to channel it towards more productive uses, like solving actual problems as they arise, rather than wasting it on the ghosts of problems that may never materialize. Embracing this aspect of Stoicism can transform how you interact with the world, moving you from a state of constant anxiety. Focused action, where you handle real situations with grace and efficiency. Everything in life, from our greatest joys to our deepest sorrows, is fleeting. Understanding that nothing is permanent can initially seem unsettling, but it's also incredibly freeing. It means that no matter what you're going through, whether it's a phase of great success or a period of significant challenges, it will change. Think about the last time you experienced a big change. Maybe it was moving to a new city, changing careers, or even adapting to life's slower rhythms as you age. Each of these transitions embodies impermanence. By acknowledging and accepting that change is inevitable, you can approach life with a more open and flexible mindset. This doesn't just help manage stress, it encourages growth. When you know that change is not just a possibility but a guarantee, you start to view each shift in your life not as a threat, but as an opportunity to learn and adapt. This concept also teaches us to appreciate the present moment more deeply. Knowing that the current situation, good or bad, won't last forever pushes us to live more fully in the now. Consider the beauty of a sunset, the laughter of a friend, the challenge of a new workout. If we recognize that these moments are temporary, we're more likely to savor them, to be fully present rather than distracted by regrets about the past or worries about the future. Embracing impermanence also means letting go of clinging to the way things should be. It allows us to celebrate life's highs and handle its lows with a calm acceptance, knowing that this too shall pass. This Stoic principle doesn't just help us cope with life's inevitable changes, it empowers us to navigate them with grace, making the most of each moment as it comes and goes. This is a powerful tool for maintaining your peace in a world that often feels like it's pulling you in 100 different directions. Now, when we talk about detachment, it doesn't mean becoming emotionless or cutting yourself off from the world. It's about cultivating a healthy distance between yourself and the things that can disrupt your peace of mind. Detachment involves recognizing what we can control and relinquishing our grip on what we can't. For instance, you can control your effort and your attitude, but the outcome? Not always. Whether it's a job application, a medical test, or even the behavior of a friend, there are outcomes that lie beyond our direct influence. By detaching from these results, we shield our inner peace from being too tightly bound to variables outside our control. Think about how liberating this can be. Instead of getting caught up in frustration over a delayed flight, you could choose to use that time to read, meditate, or strike up an interesting conversation. By practicing detachment, you change the focus from what's happening around you to how you choose to respond to it. This shift not only reduces stress but also increases your agency and satisfaction. Practicing detachment also means accepting that change is a constant. People evolve, situations shift, and clinging too tightly to a fixed idea of how things should be can lead to disappointment. By learning to let go of these expectations, we can better appreciate what is rather than mourning what isn't. This doesn't mean we don't care, rather, it means we are adaptive, resilient, and prepared to find joy and opportunity in whatever circumstances we find ourselves. Mastering the art of detachment helps us live more deliberately. It allows us to engage with the world, our loved ones, and our passions in a way that's grounded and true to our values without being swayed by every passing storm. It's about finding freedom in letting things happen instead of making them happen and, in doing so, discovering a greater sense of peace and fulfillment. This isn't about indulging in overthinking or dwelling on the past but rather taking a constructive moment each day to think back over your experiences, decisions, and interactions. It's like having an honest chat with yourself about what went well and what could be improved. Consider the power of ending your day with a quiet moment of reflection. You could sit with a journal and pen in hand or simply ponder as you wind down for the night. Think about the interactions you had. Were they in line with your values? Reflect on the decisions you made. Did they bring you closer to where you want to be? This practice isn't just about self-improvement, it's about self-awareness. It helps you pinpoint patterns in your behavior that may be holding you back or propelling you forward. Daily reflection also offers a chance to acknowledge your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Did you handle a stressful situation with grace? Did you make progress on a project? Recognizing these wins is crucial because it reinforces positive behaviors and builds confidence. Conversely, by identifying areas where you fell short, you set the stage for future growth without harsh self-judgment. This daily habit encourages a mindset of continuous improvement and helps keep your emotional well-being in check. Instead of letting feelings and reactions simmer unchecked, reflecting helps you process and understand them. It's about learning from each day, not just living through it. By regularly engaging in this practice, you create a feedback loop that fosters a life lived with intention and insight. So why not make daily reflection a ritual? It doesn't have to be time-consuming. A few minutes each evening can profoundly impact how you view yourself and your interactions with the world. As you build this practice into your routine, you'll likely find that it not only enhances your self-knowledge but also enriches your journey toward a more mindful and stoic way of living. Achieving inner peace isn't about eliminating all stress or conflict from life, rather, it's about developing a center of calm within yourself that external circumstances can't easily disturb. Think about the eye of a storm. No matter how wild the winds whip around it, the center remains calm. You can cultivate this kind of peace in your own life by first acknowledging that while you may not have control over every aspect of your environment, you do have control over your reactions. It starts with small daily practices like mindfulness or deep breathing exercises. These methods help you maintain your composure in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Another key element is setting aside time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, gardening, or simply taking a quiet walk. These aren't just leisure activities. They're foundational to your sense of well-being and inner peace. They're essential components of building a peaceful inner life. By regularly engaging in these practices, you reinforce your ability to return to a state of calmness, even when external situations are challenging. Moreover, embracing Stoic principles like focusing on the present and accepting things as they come can profoundly impact your ability to maintain inner peace. Instead of worrying about the future or ruminating over the past, Stoicism teaches us to live in the now, to appreciate the moment without overthinking what it could lead to or what has already happened. In addition to these practices, it's important to cultivate a supportive social environment. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your peaceful mindset and avoid those who stir chaos. Relationships should contribute to your tranquility, not detract from it. Cultivating inner peace is an ongoing process. It requires consistency and commitment, but the benefits are immense. As you build up your internal reserves of peace, you'll find you're not only better equipped to handle the challenges of daily life but also more present and engaged in the joy of living. This serene approach doesn't just enhance your own well-being, it also has a ripple effect, enhancing the peace of those around you. This is about finding strength not despite the difficulties but because of them. Think about the last time you faced a real challenge. Perhaps it was a professional setback, a personal loss, or even a global crisis like a pandemic. These moments are tough, no doubt, but they also offer profound opportunities to build resilience. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop by pushing through when things get tough, by adapting to adversity, and learning from it. Every challenge you encounter tests your ability to bounce back, but more importantly, it expands your capacity to endure and thrive in future situations. This process of overcoming obstacles and emerging stronger is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Consider this: each time you face adversity, you have a choice. You can let the difficulty overwhelm you, or you can face it head-on, analyze what can be learned, and use that knowledge to better yourself and your approach to life. It's about adopting a mindset that says, "What can this experience teach me?" rather than "Why is this happening to me?" Resilience is also about maintaining your inner calm and composure in the face of adversity. It's about not letting external chaos disrupt your internal peace. This Stoic approach involves accepting what you cannot change and focusing your energy on what you can control, namely, your responses and your attitude. Furthermore, building resilience involves embracing support from others. While Stoicism emphasizes personal virtue and strength, it also acknowledges the value of community and shared wisdom. Learning from others who have faced similar challenges or simply receiving support and encouragement can significantly enhance your ability to persevere. Developing resilience is an ongoing journey. Each adversity you encounter is another chapter in your life story that enriches your character. Over time, you will not only build a stronger self but also a more profound sense of understanding and empathy for others facing their own battles. Resilience forged in the fire of adversity equips you with not just the strength to endure but also the wisdom to lead a more fulfilling and stoic life. This is a Stoic reminder to focus on how much of our distress is self-generated, born from our reactions to circumstances rather than the circumstances themselves. We often allow minor irritations or disruptions to escalate into significant sources of stress, forgetting that we have the choice to respond differently. Think about the last time something relatively minor went wrong. Perhaps you spilled coffee on your shirt or traffic was worse than usual. These aren't pleasant experiences, but the extent to which they upset us can often be disproportionate to the events themselves. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the spilled coffee or the traffic that's the real issue, it's how we react to these incidents that determines our emotional state. To start changing this dynamic, first recognize when you are giving too much emotional power to trivial matters. Awareness is the first step to change. When you feel yourself getting upset, pause and ask, "Is this really worth my peace?" More often than not, you'll realize that it isn't. This pause is crucial. It gives you the space to choose a more composed response. Implementing this Stoic practice involves changing habitual responses, which requires patience and persistence. Begin by identifying common triggers in your day-to-day life. Once you know what these triggers are, you can prepare yourself to face them calmly. Over time, as you consistently apply this awareness and choose not to create upsets, you'll find that many things that used to bother you no longer have the same effect. In the grand scheme of life, how significant are these annoyances? This perspective is incredibly freeing. It allows us to let go of minor grievances and focus our energy on more important, fulfilling aspects of life, like connecting with loved ones, pursuing our goals, and contributing to our communities. By practicing not creating your upsets, you cultivate a more peaceful and resilient mind. This Stoic habit not only enhances your day-to-day well-being but also improves your relationships as you become less reactive and more thoughtful in your interactions. Ultimately, this approach leads to a more content and harmonious life aligned with the Stoic ideal of living according to reason and virtue. This is about paying closer attention to the process and less to the end result. This is particularly powerful because, while we can't always control outcomes, we can control our actions, our ethics, and our diligence. For instance, consider a goal you're working towards. Maybe it's advancing in your career, improving your health, or fostering better relationships. Instead of obsessing over achieving a specific promotion, a weight target, or an ideal relationship status, redirect your focus on how you're working toward these goals. Are you cultivating the necessary skills at work? Are you eating well and exercising regularly? Are you being present and compassionate in your interactions? This Stoic approach encourages us to live more mindfully and ethically. It teaches us to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. By focusing on the how, you engage more deeply with the present moment, applying yourself fully to the task at hand. This not only increases your chances of success but also makes the process more enjoyable and meaningful, regardless of the outcome. Moreover, when you prioritize the how, you build character. You become someone defined not just by what you achieve but by how you behave and operate in the world. This character development is crucial because it stays with you through life's ups and downs. While specific goals might change, the virtues you've cultivated, like persistence, integrity, and resilience, remain. Additionally, this focus helps mitigate disappointment when outcomes don't pan out as hoped. You can still take pride in the way you handled yourself, in the effort you put in, and in the growth you experienced along the way. This perspective can be incredibly freeing, reducing anxiety about the future and regrets about the past. So, next time you set a goal, try to keep your focus on the how. Monitor your progress by the consistency of your effort, the growth in your skills, and the integrity of your actions. This shift doesn't just align with Stoic philosophy, it leads to a more fulfilling and principled life, ensuring that no matter what you're pursuing, you do it with excellence and virtue. This is about making decisions and reacting to situations based on reasoned thought rather than impulsive feelings. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. Emotions are a crucial part of the human experience. However, it's about not letting those emotions dictate your actions without thoughtful consideration. For example, we've all faced moments when anger, frustration, or disappointment threaten to overwhelm our better judgment. Perhaps someone cut you off in traffic or a colleague made a dismissive comment. The immediate instinct might be to react angrily or defensively. However, by prioritizing rationality, you can take a step back and assess the situation more objectively. Ask yourself, what will I achieve by responding in anger? Is there a more constructive approach that could lead to a better outcome? This pause to think allows you to manage your responses in a way that aligns with your long-term goals and values rather than just providing short-term emotional relief. Adopting this approach can significantly enhance your personal and professional relationships. It leads to more considered and respectful interactions, where you address issues based on their merits rather than emotional impulses. This can help in de-escalating conflicts and fostering a more collaborative environment. Moreover, prioritizing rationality helps in stress management. It reduces instances where you might feel regret over actions taken in the heat of the moment. By responding rationally, you maintain control over your life's narrative, making decisions that you can stand by confidently, knowing they were made with clarity and foresight. Practicing this doesn't come overnight. It involves continuous self-awareness and self-regulation. Techniques like mindfulness meditation can be very effective as they train you to observe your thoughts and feelings without immediately acting on them. Over time, you'll find that you can engage with your emotions in a way that acknowledges their value without allowing them to control your decisions. So, the next time you find yourself in a tense situation, remember that you have the power to choose rationality over reactivity. This choice not only brings immediate benefits in terms of reduced conflict and increased clarity but also strengthens your character in the long run. By consistently applying rational thinking, you're not just solving problems more effectively, you're also cultivating a more disciplined, thoughtful, and resilient self. Thank you for joining us today and embracing the wisdom of Stoicism with us here at Stoic Strength. Remember, every step you take in mastering these principles is a step towards a more serene and resilient life. Don't forget to check out our suggested videos on the screen to continue your journey in Stoic wisdom. Your presence and engagement in our community are greatly appreciated. Keep striving, keep growing, and let's walk this path of Stoic enlightenment together.